Welcome back to the Overwatch 2 Mythbusters series, Season 2 edition, where I take your questions and myths from Twitter, Twitch, Discord, YouTube, TikTok, and put them to the test. But first, do you guys not have phones? If you do, you should try Raid Shadow Legends, available both on PC and mobile, who are sponsoring this video. I love theory crafting different team comps, constructing different champion synergies, customizing their builds with the best artifacts, and choosing their masteries. Learning everything about them to create my perfect arena team is occupying most of my time with Raid at the moment. There's a ton of other modes to play as well, with non-stop action. You can head into dungeons and face off against deadly bosses, conquer its campaign, and scale the many floors of the Doom Tower. There's always something happening in Raid. Also, quick question, you guys follow mixed martial arts? Well, there's a new legendary champion based off Ronda Rousey. Yes, you can get Ronda for free right now by playing Raid for 7 days between now and February 28th, and use code RAIDRONDA to get some loot to level your Ronda up. Also, if you're an Amazon Prime member, there's exclusive rewards available to claim, along with using my link or scanning my QR code to get a free starter pack worth almost $30. It comes with 3 champion Tyrell and this in-game loot, which you will find in your inbox for the next 30 days. Can heroes take damage from their own abilities through a friendly barrier? If you didn't pay attention to the Season 2 patch notes, you may have missed this change where heroes no longer take damage from their own abilities on the other side of friendly barriers, so I had to see it for myself. Here's an Ash Dynamite in front of my Rein's barrier, and here it is behind the Rein barrier. I take damage. Here it is with Pharah. No damage whatsoever in front of the shield that's blocking me, but damage to myself if not. Barrage, same thing. Pulse Bomb as well, don't take damage anymore, so no, you do not take damage through friendly barriers anymore. On the push game mode, does the team that has the robot facing them have an advantage? When you look carefully, the push robot is facing one side, so does he get a head start when he starts running? But when you put them side by side, it turns out the developers accommodated for this, and the side that he's not facing, he makes a ginormous stride and there's no difference whatsoever. Does Baby D.Va have the tank passive, most notably the knockback resistance when she's out of her mech? To compare, we have Baby D.Va and Tracer, who have similar hero model sizes, and they both get knocked back, and you can see Baby D.Va does indeed have the tank passive. Can Orisa's Javelin spin stop Reinhardt's charge? So I did this myth in the Season 1 edition of the Mythbusters, and I showed that Rein can charge through the Orisa Javelin spin, but the comment corrected me. Chile said you can, but you have to push him slightly to the side. So here I am charging this poor Orisa non-stop in the center, but once the Orisa makes the adjustment and tries to push me to the side, it sort of works. Can Doomfist block Sigma's Gravitic Flux by looking up? I thought this was BS when I first heard it, but left side I'm blocking looking at the Sig, right side I'm looking up, and, well, the results speak for themselves. Well, if it works for Doomfist, can Ramattra block Sigma's Gravitic Flux by looking up? Left side I'm looking forward, right side I'm looking up, and yep, I'm taking less damage while looking up. I don't think it's supposed to work that way. Can Ramattra block to reduce Junker Queen's wound damage? When trying to block the axe swing at the same HP, you can see I take less wound damage over time. However, when considering Rampage also does apply a wound, there is no change while blocking in this case, so I'm going to keep it at plausible for now. Does Ramattra's Ravenous Vortex drag down Symmetra or Torbjorn's turrets? Here's the Vortex. Symmetra tries to throw the sentries through it and they do not get dragged down. If they're already established on the wall, we try to pull them down, nothing changes. Here we tried pulling Torb's turret during its cast and while it's already established, but it does not get pulled down. Does Ramattra's Annihilation latch onto Wrecking Ball's mines? No, this one's an easy no because it's not a player entity. Does Ramattra's Annihilation latch onto Symmetra or Torbjorn's turrets? So same thing as the mines. Again, these are not player entities, these are player objects or pets, so no attachment. Does Ramattra's Pummel get blocked by Orisa's Javelin spin? So here Ramattra transforms, punches before the spin, while spinning, taking no damage, stops spinning, takes damage again. Yes, Ramattra's Pummel can be blocked by the Javelin spin. Does Ramattra's primary fire hit Tracer in between her blinks? This one should be obvious for Overwatch veterans because they know that Tracer blink teleports them from one vector to another. But there's your answer, Omnic Form can't hit her while she's blinking. Can Ramattra's barrier be placed on Mei's ice wall? There it is. Yes, you can. And when the wall goes down, it stays up floating in the air. Can B.O.B shoot Sombra out of stealth while she's hacking a target? This was a question on TikTok after I showed them what happens when you try to hack Torb or Sim near their turret, so B.O.B is doing something and interrupts you. Can Bastion's artillery get eaten by D.Va or Sigma on the way up? We know you can eat this projectile on its way down, so let's have D.Va and Sigma stand right over the Bastion while using their kinetic grasp and defense matrix, but no bueno. Similar to the last one, can Bastion's artillery be blocked by barriers on the way up? Once we set it up and had the Sig shield right over the Bastion's head, it was able to shoot right through it, and then on the way down it gets blocked by the shield. Can Mei shut down Sojourn's Disruptor shot by placing an ice wall over the center? Disruptor shot requires direct line of sight of the center to the enemy in order for it to do damage. So yes, your ice wall can block the rest of the damage even though you're kind of walking through the rest of the visual circle. So if the Sojourn is using it at the choke, you can use a flipped wall to block its damage and walk through clean and clear. Can Symmetra's Sentry turret block Roadhog's hook? Yes, you absolutely can block the Roadhog hook, however, it needs to be more of a prediction rather than a reaction, because every time I tried to react to the hook, there was no way I could do it in time. You just have to do it in advance by reading his body language. Can Symmetra's Sentry turret block Cassidy's Deadeye? Again, since Symmetra's sentries are active projectiles the moment she puts them out, she can block the High Noon amongst many other things as well. Do other Sombras deal amplified damage from Opportunist from another friendly Sombra hack? Now this one's more of a fun myth because the only time you'd ever have two Sombras is with an Echo duplicate, but here's the normal damage, and here's the damage while being hacked by the other Sombra on your team, and it does do amplified damage. Does the support roll passive healing charge up their own ultimates? I went to a custom game and turned off the passive charge gain just to see the active healing gain, and there was no change in the ult meter. Only thing is it does increase your scoreboard healing. Does Kiriko's Kunai deflected by Genji deal that bonus critical multiplier on the headshot? Yep, that certainly looks like 120 damage. Can Kiriko cleanse the effect of Hanzo's Sonic Arrow when attached to a teammate? So all the cleanse does is drop the Sonic Arrow that's attached to a teammate, so it's not necessarily cleansed, it's just off of them, but the arrow is still active. Can Kiriko Swift Step to another Kiriko that is Swift Stepping? So in a previous Mythbusters episode, we had the Kiriko Swift Step to a Reaper who's Shadow Stepping, and it worked. So we tried it with Kiriko on Kiriko. Unfortunately, you either teleport to the Kiriko's first location or it doesn't TP at all. Does Kiriko's Kitsune Rush speed up the casting animations for heroes' ultimates? Here is the Earthshatter, and here is Lucio's Sound Barrier, and they look the same to me. Does Kiriko's Kitsune Rush speed up the charge-up animations like Hanzo's Bow and Widow's Sniper? For Hanzo, absolutely, you can see the crosshair tighten much quicker while under Kitsune Rush. And the same thing for Widowmaker, you can get 100% charge in the same time you'd get about 66% without the Kitsune Rush, so confirmed it does work. Does Kiriko's Kitsune Rush affect the rate of healing and damage from Moira's Coalescence? When looking at the side-by-side, I had both Roadhogs at 700 HP. I increased the max HP to 3500 just to see the drastic difference. With the Coalescence under Kitsune Rush, you heal 500 more. And the damage portion of Coalescence, same thing, you do deal a lot more and kill the Roadhog completely. Can Mercy Guardian Angel to a Reaper's Shadow Step? If you have the Guardian Angel UI over your Reaper and he teleports and you slow down the footage, you can see there's like a singular frame where it looks like it might be possible to skip the GA distance and actually go to a secondary location. However, I tried and I can only ever go to his first location or I wouldn't Guardian Angel at all. Plus it's not really that practical because Guardian Angel is like a 1 second cooldown, so yeah. Can Moira's Orb latch onto Sombra while she's hacking in stealth? Well, I guess that's reason number 2 to be a DPS Moira and just chuck out damage orbs. And that's it for this episode. Be sure to leave more myths in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.